Alright, everyone. It's time for the most important piece of work I'm ever going to put out for this game, and it's the Mammal Gang tier list. Follow my rules here if you want to be part of Mammal Gang. So let's just try and go through these quickly. Obviously, Crab is the enemy. The reason you're joining Mammal Gang is to defy all of the Overlord's attempts to assimilate the world into Crab. So we must reject everything that is Crab. I'll go find the others as we go through, but these are obviously Crab things, and we can't take them. Crab's the enemy. On the other hand, what's a very mammal feature? Antlers, very Mammal Gang. Elk, moose, deer, doe. There's so many things that have antlers. I'm pretty sure antlers are basically a mammal exclusive thing, so this is certifiably Mammal Gang approved. Wear your antlers and wear them with pride. Mammal Gang. Claws, very Mammal Gang. Uh, bears, dogs, cats. So many. It's werewolf. I mean, that's not even a real animal, but it's a mammal. Mammal Gang. Claws are Mammal Gang. Same with legs. Legs are incredibly Mammal Gang. Not that other well, actually, that's interesting. They're actually kind of mammal because we share legs with pretty much all species. So I'd say it's kind of mammal. Certainly not more legs. That's that's arthropods and crabs. Get that out of here. All leg, just legs in general. It's kind of mammal. But being bipedal, that's Mammal Gang. That's 100% Mammal Gang. We humans, are like the poster childs of bipedal, but there are other things. Some monkeys, apes, gorillas, very Mammal Gang. Kangaroos, very Mammal Gang. They'll kick your ass. Mammal Gang. On the other hand, this has legs, but it's bird legs. It's spur. Birds are not mammals. Let's get that out of here. Agility, anything can be agile. It's kind of mammal. Alpha is pretty mammal behavior to be like, the leader of a pack. So, auto certified Mammal Gang. I mean, it is Mammal Gang, not Mammal, eusociality. It's Mammal Gang. So Alpha, it's Mammal Gang to be Alpha. Everything, pretty much everyone eats meat. Pretty much, we got scavengers in multiple different factions. Insects, vultures, and for the birds, we got hyenas and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of mammal. Cheek pouch, mammal exclusive. This is certifiable Mammal Gang classic. Everyone can be chonky. There's chonky bugs. There's chonky birds. Chonky reptiles. That's cool. Constrictions for snakes. That's the enemy. Every faction needs to court and has some sort of need to mate and have mating rituals and stuff. That belongs to everyone. Everyone operates in the day, and every faction also has nocturnals. Hollow bones, birds only. That's the enemy. That's for the enemy. Arms are kind of mammal. I think arms are more mammal than most other factions. Birds have wings. Insects just have legs, pretty much. I mean, there's a couple standouts. So you got like the praying mantis and stuff, but standouts, in Mammal Gang's favor, arms are Mammal Gang. Hump, Mammal Gang. If you ask about creatures that have humps, you're probably going to think the camel. It's very mammal to store water in your fat blobs on your back. I'm not going to argue with anyone about that. Everybody can be, what is that? I can't remember what it's called. It's not shifty. It's like dodge. One of the dodge ones. Everyone can be dexterous. Everyone can forage, I guess. It takes intelligence to forage, some amount of intelligence, but speaking of intelligence, we do share intelligence with birds. We have some standouts. Birds have more standouts. So it's kind of Mammal Gang to have brain power and synapse. It's pretty in the middle, so I'd say both have it. more than like really intelligent mammals or versus birds or all that other stuff. Where's muscle tissue? Muscle tissue's pretty mammal. I think mammals are more muscly than everybody else. So muscle certified mammal gang. Everyone can be tiny. You know, body slam. I can think of more massive mammals than any other species, so probably mammal gang, certifiably mammal gang. Everyone can be big though. So maybe this is actually, why not? Maybe that's kind of mammal. If being big can be done by everybody, you got like ostriches, you got like, um, oh my god, I'm tied up on my words. You got like, the big beetles and stuff for insects. Everyone can be big, so everyone can throw their weight around within like their weight class. That's fine. Horns, very certified mammal gang. Uh, you know, bulls, rhinos. It's when you think horns, it's mammal gang. I mean, there's a few insects, but again, those are like outliers. So pretty certified mammal gang thing to have that. Everyone can have reach. Leech, enemy. When you think nomadic creatures, what do you think? Probably mammal gang, to be honest. Herds of buffalo, herds of elephants migrating for water, migrating for new food. I'd say more than anything, it's more of a mammal thing. Omnivores, kind of mammal. Birds eat of every food type. Crabs technically eat all food types, probably. So it goes kind of mammal. Everyone can do it. There you go. There's the crab pincer. Obviously, the big pistol pincer, very, very much the enemy. Octopus, kind of the enemy. I don't know if octopi are mammals. I don't think so. So it's probably the enemy, if I'm being honest. Tail wag. This is the dog. Who else wags their tail happily like that? It's the dog. It's certified mammal gang. Shells? No. Not like external shells. Absolutely not. That's enemy crab behavior. Sharpening claws. Sharpening your teeth, sharpening your tusks. Boars have to fight to wear down their tusks. Rats have to like chew on shit or their teeth grow through their face. That's very mammal gang. To sharpen. Ruminant is certified mammal gang. I think the advanced digestive system of rumination is probably unique to mammals only, so it's mammal gang. Everyone eats everything, kind of. Food isn't really exclusive to one faction unless it's like, photosynthesis, but that's plants. That's not a factor in everything is crab. So it's kind of mammal to eat food. I don't think that's a hot take. It's kind of mammal to eat food. Pack behavior, just like alpha, it's pretty mammal to be an alpha of a pack, and it's pretty mammal to be part of a pack as well. But, can't be one without the other. Armadillo plating, that's mammal gang. Certified mammal gang. What's not quite mammal gang is carapace. Carapace is questionable. In game it's a turtle shell and that's reptile, but having a carapace on your body is also sort of mammal. It's questionable. Same with turtle down. An armadillo, when it defends itself, literally turtles down and like becomes a ball. So it's questionable. If you take these, you won't get kicked out of mammal gang, but you'll get some funny looks. Slithers for snakes, that's the enemy. Scales are reptile gang, so we'll move those out. While we're on it, the certified 100% mandatory pick for mammal gang is fur. You have to have it. No questions asked. If you are going to be mammal gang, you got to fly the colors. Fur is the absolute mandatory mammal gang pick. And you have a few different types. You can have the standard fur. You can have the sheep, or you can have the fox. They're all perfectly acceptable. Pick your preferred flavor. They all count. They're all beautiful. Show off your luscious colors. Fly your fur. Mammal gang. Fat, I'm pretty sure, is a mammal exclusive, so certified mammal gang. Prehensile tail is kind of mammal. You have like lizards and stuff who, also cling to trees. So it's kind of mammal. We so I'll put all the prehensile tails together. These, each one doesn't really matter. They're all prehensile tail as far as I'm concerned. Having a tail though, it's kind of mammal. It's less kind of it's more and less kind of mammal than a prehensile tail, because prehensile tails are very specific to certain animals from each faction, but pretty much every faction has access to a tail, so it's as kind of mammal as you can get. Not that I'm ordering the tiers, I'm not, except for that fur is mandatory, of course. Spitting. Actually, I don't want to cover spitting yet. We'll cover one other thing first, which is the prerequisite to spitting is saliva. Saliva is a mammal feature. Mammals have saliva. I don't think anyone else does. So it's a certified mammal gang classic, which also means so is spit. You have to have saliva to spit. So mammal gang certified classic. Poisonous spit. Well, you have to have saliva. So certified mammal gang. Let's see here. Being robust. Everyone can be robust. It's kind of mammal. You can have big insects. You can have big birds. Same as the mass. So I'll stick it next to the big body stuff. Chonky, big body. Order doesn't matter, but they're all together. They say cockroaches are like impossible to kill, but the tardigrade, the water bear, certified mammal gang. Plus, it's got a naked mole rat. I will not answer any more questions about it. Slide, that's like a penguin thing or whatever. That's an enemy. Slow metabolism, it's kind of mammal. Reptiles have a pretty slow metabolism, but so do some mammals. So it's kind of mammal. It's on the lower end of kind of mammal. Doesn't really matter where. Everyone can be shifty, based on size. It's related to being small, probably. So, everyone competes for territory, so revenge, kind of mammal, kind of not. Leaping, frogs, that's amphibian, but mammals do it too. You got cats, you got dogs, jumping around everywhere. So I'll just put all the leaps together. Regeneration tissue. Mammals heal, we bleed, we repair our bodies. We don't do it as good as other factions, but we all do it. So it's kind of mammal, but the other factions do it better. Unfortunately. Throwing stones. So the only things in the game that throw stones are foxes and pilferets, and those are mammals. So stoning is a certifiable mammal gang classic. Can't go wrong. These are just cheek pouches. We already ranked cheek pouch. We talked about it. Here's an interesting one. Spikes. When you ask about a spiky animal in the animal kingdom, you're probably thinking hedgehog. That's so mammal gang. I guess you got like sea urchins or whatever, but you have to be a friggin' nerd. So, mammal gang, certified mammal gang classic. We'll put the spines up there. Porcupines rejoice. You got your recognition. You're a cool build. Prehensile tail, absolutely not. That's pretty much like worms and I guess not quite worms, but worms and lizards. That's it. Jaws. Everybody has jaws. Sharks. Pretty much all the mammals. I'd say it's as kind of mammal as you can get. Everybody has mouths. Pretty much everyone has mouths. So jaws. It's kind of mammal. Stomach. I'd say as mammal gang. Everybody has stomachs, but like Mammal Gang, we do it the best. I don't think anyone would ever argue that. Whining, whining's pretty mammal. Crabs don't. I don't think crabs make sound. Fish don't make sound. Probably, you know. I think. I mean, if a bird got hurt, it would make a sound. I'm sure, but I think whining is definitely a Mammal Gang thing. Sadly, it is. You know, it's not. But so it has to go in Mammal Gang. Unfortunately, toe beans, certified Mammal Gang classic. No other faction has access to toe beans. You have to have paws. Paws are probably a mammal only thing. I don't see birds having this. I don't see crabs having this. They got pincers or whatever. So certified Mammal Gang, and it's a good one. It's cute as heck. Sprinting's pretty mammal, if I'm being honest. You know, think of the fastest land mammals on Earth, and you're gonna think the cheetah. That's mammal. It's Mammal Gang to sprint. You know, that's the main way to get away from prey, and there's a lot of prey in Mammal Gang. If we're being honest, and, you know, there's a lot of predators too. A lot of predators, a lot of prey. They all usually running's the primary mode of action for both types. So I'd say it's pretty Mammal Gang. You know, crabs, they don't sprint, they scuttle. So we get to take spreads for ourselves. It's Mammal Gang. Outlier's interesting. In the photo, it's a black sheep, right? The saying of a black sheep, and sheep are pretty mammal. But you know what else? You know what's not mammal? The ugly duckling. So it's kind of mammal. Stinger, unfortunately, is enemy, and that makes me sad because I love Stinger, but Stinger is for insects and for, you know, things like that. We don't get to have access to Stinger, unfortunately. It's not Mammal Gang. It's cool, but it's not Mammal Gang. Overwhelm, I think everyone can overwhelm. You can have big bugs, you can have, you know, bully birds. You know, you have like the ostrich, kind of. You have the vulture, he's a bully. A lot of bully bugs, strong bugs you can think of. Definitely punching well above their normal weight class. Anyone can overwhelm. Not a big deal there. We're almost done. We got wings. Wings are questionable because of the bat. The bat stole wing tech. He snuck into the enemy factions and into the avians and stole wings for the mammal faction. So it's questionable. You're allowed to take this, but only if the imposing affinity is your highest, because you get bat wings. If in any other scenario you are not allowed to have wings, that is not Mammal Gang. So it's questionable. Fungiform is really hard to categorize. If you want to be like some kind of weird cordyceps zombie animal, fine, but I'll look at you funny for it. It's questionable, so we'll stick those in there. You can do it, I guess. Having more eyes, compound eyes, is uniquely, it's pretty much like a crab and insect thing, so that's for the enemy. The two things left, we have beak. Beak is questionable because the platypus is technically part of the mammal faction, so he has a beak. And same with antenna. We don't exactly have antenna, but again, the platypus has like electroreceptor feely things, which are pretty much antenna. Really, the platypus is kind of pulling some questionable things here, but he's a mammal, so it counts. I'm just gonna judge you and think you're very strange. And that's it. That's it for Mammal Gang and not Mammal. Follow this if you want to be part of the crew.